Morning, wildlings. If you haven't seen me channel before, I'm Emma Smallbone. I'm a forest whisperer from Canada. Thanks for joining me. This morning, I've been transmuting some messages from the trees, and it's quite painful in my body. So I'm just going to do the work and let it flow through me, and then hopefully we receive. One of the things that they keep telling me is I need to clean up this space in the image, and it needs to be, they keep saying, a blank slate. This can't have any connection to the previous system. And it's interesting, they're like showing me this, we have to work from the inside out. We have to allow ourselves to be inside. And that's the hard part. Everybody wants to create from this brand new place, and sometimes we have to go inward. Odie, come here. Oh, you ever had a mastiff? They're more like a bull. They run into everything. What are you doing, buddy? You can't be back there. You're going to get in trouble. Hey, can you say hi? No, you're not in the mood. Who's this? Odie, what's this up here? Look, there we go. Now you can see his face, kind of. I've got Odin and Freya with me. They help me transmute this energy. I can tell Odie has taken on a lot because he's super anxious. Our animals are actually our mirrors. If you don't know, it's why we choose animals that tend to reflect us. You know how everybody always laughs about, oh, you look so much like your dog, or your personality is so much like the breed of dog that you pick. Well, everything is a reflection of you. Oh, it was 3:33 on the feed when I said that, so it's got to be a good one. So I'm just cleaning out everything, and I will tell you, when I started really deeply doing this work of channeling and trusting my body and not listening to anybody else's voices and just going inward and understanding that all of it, even like my mental health journey, it's all because I needed to learn how to deal with those things, to be here, to be able to stand here and have this conversation. So, because I'm autistic, I need to feel things in my body. And I think a lot of other divergent people are starting to realize that that's our truth. That for us, hi there, guys. For us, we have to feel it, experience it, and be in it to actually remember. And a lot of this pain that I get, I've got this really bad shoulder pain today, and I know exactly what it is I'm taking on all of this information, and for once in my life, for the first time, I'm receiving it the way I was supposed to, because I truly understand the language that's being shown to me. And, sometimes when I say this stuff out loud, I go, Emma, does that make any sense? Yeah, it does to the right people. And this is the other thing. Sometimes we're not supposed to learn the things we are desperate to learn until the moment we need to learn it. And if we chase that knowledge before we're able to carry it, before we've gone through our own trials, it really messes with our heads. And there is a plan. You have one, I have one. We created it for ourselves, not the way they tell you. But every single day, you've been making choices that have led you to here. You made a choice to watch this video. So there's obviously something in this video that you need to hear. So if you need to tap out, come back and watch, because there will be something. This is what I am learning. We are always in the right place at the right time. It's just, are you capable of seeing the thing that is being placed before you? And, that whole thing about being prepared for that moment, that's really what we're doing with our lives. We are preparing ourselves for that moment when we can actually see what is being gifted to us, and we can say, hey, I'm ready. And I'm starting to feel ready. I'm starting to completely feel myself reminding, like, I'm able to do the things to keep me level, to acknowledge my pain. Like, the fact that I can even acknowledge my pain today is a huge win for me. Odie, what are you eating? Oh, dude. Okay, that is a dried orange. And I love you. My dog is eating my offerings. Okay, Odin is trying to eat my offerings. Kind of funny, right? So now I'm ready. I'm ready to do the things. I'm ready to be here on YouTube and put up with whatever you have to put up with on YouTube. And I've been waiting, honestly, until now. And my body really hurts. And this is one thing that a lot of people don't talk about in mystery schools, is actually this, they'll wash over it and they'll call them ascension symptoms. And they'll be like, oh, take a salt bath. But when you actually get the good ones, a salt bath isn't going to do it. A salt bath is not going to take away that pain that your body has been storing its whole entire life, because you weren't actually who you were meant to be. You were pretending to be something because you were, your dogs do not let, my dog will literally eat anything. He is a garbage compactor. And he's not eating it. He likes to mouth things. He's like me. He has an oral fixation. Um, and again, you choose your dogs because they are a reflection of you. So when my dog is acting really, really needy, I have to pay attention to myself, and I have to say, where do I need some help? And right now it's my left shoulder. And if you know anything about the body, it's left is all about receiving. I am not good at receiving. It's why this is so painful. So I'm going to do a little bit of channeling. So I'm going to go off into my world now, and you can stay and watch if you want. This energy will continue. If you have watched even a second of this energy will go out to you. So I hope it helps you move some of the stagnant energy that we're feeling right now, this stuck energy that we're feeling. People are like, oh, when is this going to end? What is going to end? What is the new thing? What is coming? There's all this unknown. What's in the unknown? What if you were to create the unknown? What if you were to draw exactly what you wanted? What if you were to go out in the world and say, this is what I want community to look like. This is what I want the planet to look like. Oh, I see it. The Ouroboros. I see it. 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 I see the tail. I see it. I see it, see it, see it, see it. Just be you. You don't need to be. Just be you. We have to create the steps. We have to lead the way. Nobody's done what we're doing. So you have to create the map. 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 The red snake is circling. How do we find our way out? The red snake is circling. How do we find our way out? It's a beat. It's a heartbeat. It's your heartbeat. It's your heartbeat. Your heart beats the map. Start going out into the woods and listening to your heartbeat. Things will get easier. Yeah. So see what I'm doing? I'm moving my energy. I went out into the trees today. When pain happens, don't sit still. Do. And it's so funny because my mind was telling me today, oh, just take care of yourself. Do some self-care. Lay on the couch and do nothing. What's that going to get me? So, I'm here fighting the red snake. Do we all know what the red snake is? Because I do. Anywho, I may not share all of my wisdoms because there is a time and a place for these things, and some of us aren't ready. Others of us will know where we have to go. Others will know. Follow the people that hear the whispers. Follow the people that listen to the land. Follow the people that hide in the woods. Follow the people with a clan. Follow the people of the woods. Follow the people into the woods. Follow the people who talk to the trees. And you will live life with ease. Follow the people who talk to the trees. Follow the people that hear the wind. Follow the people who talk to the trees. Follow the people who hear the wind. Their wisdom is rooted. Their wisdom is rooted. Only follow people who are rooted in their truth. You're so welcome. Anytime. Follow your wisdom, it's in your heartbeat. If you can slow down enough to hear your heartbeat, to listen to the beats of the drum that's been going since time began, listen to the wisdom of the woods. The trees whisper to me in a language of ease. They whisper to me a language of ease. I'll tell you, there's lots of people out there right now trying to sell you all this shit. They are not the ones that will be leading the way. If you want to find the people that know where the wisdom lies, look for gatherings that are by donation only. Look for gatherings that are free and for, a nominal fee. Look for people that are offering scholarships and understand what intersectionality actually means and that why we should be including it in every single situation that we're going into. And look for the people that don't hide behind pretty pictures and perfect feeds and curated shit. Because I'll tell you, you can't curate this shit. What calms your wild? Where do you hear your wild screaming? It's not going to look like mine. You're so welcome. So if you love anything that I have to say, and thank you for the likes, if you're not already subscribing, please hit the subscribe button and the likes. It really does make a difference. And I will tell you, one of the things that I have decided this time that I came back to social media is that I'm not going to use any of those little tricks that I used to use. I'm not going to use any of those like, oh, buy now, must get, there's only so many spots left. I've done all that. I know what that does to our nervous system. I know that as a community, the wellness industry is literally dysregulating everybody all the time. And I am not here to do that. I am here to regulate. I am here to show people a different way, one that isn't even known yet. So how can I do that is by doing these videos. I am autistic. I have an auditory processing disorder. For me to go out in the world and teach and share this wisdom in the old way that I was doing is just not going to work for me. My body takes too much of a beating. And I went and did some work as a group on the weekend, and I know this got released, and it was a fantastic release. But now I have to take care of my body, and doing this work actually heals my body. So I have to do this work, but I have to do it in a way that works for me. And this is how it works for me. So the best thing you can do for me is to show up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and then share these videos and say, hey, there's another way to process our grief. There's another way to process our emotions. There's another way to become balanced. And it's free. And it's right outside everybody. Like, I could go right out here right now and connect with what I connect with every single day, and it doesn't cost me anything. And most people, I'm not going to say all people, but most people have access to a space where there is a plant or a tree or some dirt that is free. And if you don't know, come to my website and we will find you somewhere in your area that you can go for free to connect with nature, because that is what I was put here to do, is to show you how much nature healed me. And not just in the laying on the grass and soaking up the vibes kind of way, but in an actual, like, all the ways. And it's healing my brain. So join it along with me. It's called The Wild Healing. There's a website, Google Emma Smallbone. I'm like one of the easiest people to find on the planet because there's only one of me. It's kind of fantastic. But I'm going to channel a little bit more because I feel something bubbling up. And this is how it works, just so you know. The way I channel, I feel things. Oh, thank you. I saw it. Oh my God, I love it when I see this shit and the way it comes out of my head. Oh my God. I will tell you, connecting this way. I've always done this, but I haven't been so free with it. I've tried to control it my whole entire life, and that was just dumb. And then I got into the spiritual industry, and they're like, you're not actually doing the thing you think you're doing. And I'm like, no, I'm doing the thing I think I'm doing, because I keep getting all these messages for people. And they're like, well, no, put it in a box and use it like this. And I'm like, well, that's not how it works for me. So then I just left the spiritual community because it doesn't work for me, because I don't fit in a fucking box. Is anybody teaching this? This is not how most people channel in the spiritual community, just so you know. This is not typical. Which is also kind of funny to me, because I was like a whoo in the spiritual community. And I didn't tell y'all what I was actually doing because I was so afraid, because it didn't look like anybody else's. So now that I'm more comfortable in my body after doing a shit ton of fucking therapy, like a shit ton of therapy, physical, mental, like all of it. And I did that in coordination with all of my magic. And finally, I would say I'm probably at like year 5. I'm just starting to feel like I could potentially maybe give a little more back than I usually do. Oh, I've got, you always have what you need. Okay. Oh my God. So I haven't told this story on here yet, and I'm still part of this channeling is because I'm having a hard time processing something. And it's still, I've only told this story like 3 times, so bear with me. Oh, here we go. A decade ago, I was a photographer, and I, here in Canada, was kind of at the top of the market as wedding photographers. And I was, traveling all over the world, photographing stuff. And I went and spoke at, I went to a photography conference in California. This is year 1. And it was fantastic. And while I was there, I was learning, thanks for the hearts, guys. I was learning in the one workshop about doing a personal project. And at the time, because I was into all like the witchy woo shit, I thought it would be cool to maybe do a tarot deck with my photography. But once we got into like starting to design the project and starting to do things, I was like, oh, I don't know, like it's not vibing. I'm not feeling it. So I kind of like put that on the back burner and thought, well, that's why I came here was to like create a personal project and start moving forward. And I was just kind of like, so then I went to this other class, and I think it was about storytelling. And the question was, when is there a time that you use something that has caused you pain to help somebody? My father had died 2 weeks previous to coming to this conference, and I was really there to process my grief and to like just be somewhere where people didn't know who I was and be somewhere where nobody was going to ask me, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Because I was a medium and I didn't really see death that way. So it was a lot for me to go through, and at the time I didn't know I had autism, so I didn't know that I was like processing the way I process. So it was fantastic because I was there for like maybe, yeah, it was about a week, and it was in nature, it was by the ocean, and I barely knew anybody. Well, by the end of it, I kind of knew everybody. And I had told a story in this class about how my mediumship, which was something that I had hid my entire life up until that point, um, I had used my mediumship to help my dad cross over when he was dying 2 weeks previously. And it was an incredibly powerful moment for me. And I, in that moment, went, Emma, what are you doing with this gift? You have to do something with this gift. And then when I came out of that workshop after telling that story, so many people were like, oh my God, you have to write a book. You have to tell this story. You have to get this out there. And I'm like, well, I guess I figured out my personal project. And being the tistastic individual that I am, I went home on a mission. And I went home deciding that I was going to write a book about my life and how it had all played out, because even up until that point, my life had been it's a pretty crazy story. There's some pretty cool, awesome stuff, crazy stuff that has happened to me. And I was just like, yeah, man, this is what I'm going to do. So I went home. In 4 months, I wrote a book. I published it. It became a bestseller. So that following year, I went back to that photography conference, not as a photographer, but as a best-selling author, telling the story of my mediumship and how it changed my life, and then how that workshop had prompted me to write this book and how it had changed everything. And it felt so damn good. But there was also this huge lesson in going back the second time to this workshop, with some people that I thought egoically in my head was going to be the good people to go with, but it ended up not being the truth. And hey, I am now in a place, none of it matters, but I'll tell the story. So we decided that after the workshop, we were going to go drive up north to Pigeon Point and then drive all the way back because it was my birthday and my friend's birthday, and we wanted to have fun. So what did we do? We went up to Pigeon Point, and it was the night before my birthday, and we hadn't really planned because we were so focused on the workshop, or I was anyway, because I was speaking at it and I had all my books with me. And we got there and realized it's in the middle of friggin' nowhere. There was like not even like a corner store to buy snacks from. So we went to the front room, and it was a hostel. Like, this isn't a fancy place. It's just a regular old place. And the guy at the front, I think his name was Michael. He was perfection. Like the consummate Californian hippie. And he's there, and I'm telling him this story about, what has happened in my life and that my dad had died, and we were here, and it's my 40th birthday. And look, my dad's with me. I've got his ashes. And he's like, God damn, man. Oh, man, that fucking sucks. And he was like the 60-year-old, he was so funny. He's like, well, if you're really hungry, like if you're willing to go for a drive, there's one place. And I'm like, okay, tell me, what's this one place? Pescadero, California. There is a restaurant called, I think it's Dewart's, and it is a liquor store slash bar slash restaurant during the day. Well, we're like, hell, we're going. And we get there, and in this little town, there's a gas station, a taco stand, questionable, midnight, couple of tacos left on the stand. I don't know if my gut's going to handle it, and Dewart's. So we go into this bar. We get in there, and it is like confusing because it looks like a liquor store, but then there's like a booth and some tables and a jukebox and like people two-stepping. And like, it was magic. There is like a deer head on the wall. We're in there and we say, okay, it's my birthday. I need something to eat. And he's like, all we got is pie. And I'm like, what? Okay, let's have all the pie. We ordered all the pie that was on the menu. We tried one of each one. And we were sitting there just chatting because, oh my God, the youth hostel, you can't go back and just hang out there because like there was nothing. There were living rooms and stuff, but like we're loud. I'm really loud because of my autism. And there was no way we were going to go back to that hostel and be loud and obnoxious. So we were just going to hang out and eat pie all night. So halfway through the night, this guy comes in and he looks like he should not be there. Like, we're in the middle of nowhere in California, Pescadero, California. And he's got like this pinstripe shirt, no collar, underneath like, one of those blue golf sweaters that's just plain. And he's wearing khakis. And I'm like, you don't look like you fit in here. But he goes over to the bar. It's like they know him. And yeah, I think he got some pie and he got something to drink. And he came over and he's like, do you guys mind? Can I sit here? This is a big booth because there weren't very many seats. We're like, fine. So this guy starts talking about Esalen, the spot in California. And if you know anything about witchy-wooey stuff, it's kind of like Sedona or Glastonbury. There's an energy vortex there, and people go and meditate and do like all of these retreats. Well, he started talking about his work there in the 70s and that they were using psychedelics to kind of test different states of consciousness. And I was like, excuse me, I need to talk to you. So at the time, I was a photographer and a working medium. And I thought, wow, what are the chances that I stumble across this guy? So we sat and had these like really mind expanding conversations. And I was just in my element. And of course, we shut down the bar. The bartender brings over all the extra pie. Another guy shows up, and there's a whole bunch of strangers sitting around this table talking about psychedelics and death and dying. Like, totally my jam. In the middle of nowhere in California in February, the night before my birthday. Anywho, it gets to that kind of night where everybody's kind of like, we're starting to, and there's no food, there's no protein. And Stan turns to us and says, hey, I really don't want this conversation to end. Why don't we take it back to my house? It's like 5 minutes away. And I'm like, hell yeah. All my little safety things are going, this man is safe. You can go with him. Like, let's just go on this journey. How amazing would that be? The conversation's already been amazing. The second chapter is going to be mind-blowing. My traveling companions had other opinions. It's not safe. We don't know this person. And I'm just like, oh my God, everything in my body says it's okay. He's like this 70-year-old dude. So guess what? We didn't go. It's okay. I came home. I've told this story like a million times. And then last week, before I go to this mushroom weekend meditation place, I go, I need to go buy a book just so I can read in the in-between times. So I'm, comforted because books are my thing. And I go pick up a bunch of books and I bring them home. And I just thought, well, maybe we'll start the weekend early. Let's read the foreword of this one book that's about psychedelics, integration, shamanism, worldview. Amazing. And I'm reading about this woman and her mentors from California who worked at Esalen about opening up conscious and were a part of this group. And his name was Stan and his wife, Stan Groff. The guy I met a decade ago is one of the biggest names in psychedelics, and he invented holotropic breathing, which is a kind of breath work that puts you into a psychedelic state without having to take psychedelics. And I am a psychedelics educator. What are the fucking chances? Ta-da! These are the chances. This is how you get those connections. For me, anyway. I have to go into a state and let my brain relax because I'm autistic and we have lots of trauma, so my brain clenches and I don't remember anything. But last week, I remembered this whole entire story because I need to know. I needed to know something from Stan. And yesterday, I bought 2 of his books. And I said, thank you, Stan. Thank you for being my mentor without even knowing it. Thank you for guiding me towards this, even when you didn't know it. Our bodies and our frequencies knew it. Our DNA knew it. It was why we had to have those conversations. And I emailed Stan as soon as I realized who Stan was. But then yesterday I realized I don't need to email Stan. Stan's already talking to me on a completely different level. So I will post some of the information about Stan below. I will post my community so you can see how we learn how to do this kind of work through own personal ritual and creating your own personal practice. Because spirituality is a wide open thing, and it does not have to look like anybody else's. And I've always believed there are no rules to ritual. And once you allow yourself to do it the way that feels good for you, life just gets fucking magic. So I moved some energy The pain has shifted. It is still there because it's probably going to be there until I get this story right. I have to tell my story. It's one of my things. I did it as a medium in circles twice a week, and that healed so much in me and so many other people. And now I'm realizing that I have to do that with forest therapy and with psychedelics. And I just need to keep talking about it. And I just need to keep sitting in circles where people are talking about it and understand it. Because I am a seed planter. This is about planting a seed and moving some energy. And as soon as you start to do the same, you will start to see the plants growing from the seeds you planted for yourself decades ago. Just like I did with Stan, just like I've done with so many other things in my life. I was doing that. Nobody else did it. I said hello to Stan. Nobody else did. I made sure that that story stuck in my head. Nobody else did. The magic was created by me because I was aware enough and open enough to see it. That is the magic that all of us have inside of us. Aw, because there is a story inside of you, Gem and Co. She says, I don't know why this story just made me cry. Because it is the truth. When you hear stories that are the truth, when you look at art that moves something in you, it should evoke an emotion. And pay attention to those pieces. When emotions are evoked and you feel something in your body, it's your body saying, hey, pay attention. There's something here for you. So, wildlings, go be wild and come and join me and your fellow wildlings in the wild healing. It's at thewildhealing.com. It's that easy. It's free. And we talk about this stuff all the time. And share your stories, share your wisdom, share your moments of coincidences because they are healing for other people. We've seen that here today. So go be you, go be wild, go live divergently. Bye for now, wildlings. I love you all.